for anyone who got involved in Newbury, and there's a lot of people got involved in Newbury. There was, I think it was like 784 people arrested during the whole Newbury campaign, and a lot of people that came down there, varying ages, but predominantly as young people that came down there. That really created an awareness of just the fight for the environment, and we're seeing that legacy played out today with Extinction Rebellion. The roots of that lie so much in some of those first environmental movements of the 90s, like the Newbury bypass. And then you had Reclaim the Streets. So Reclaim the Streets had this simple idea: let's take the cars from the streets and give it back to the people, because if we do that, we reduce the CO2 emissions and also just all the toxicity that cars bring with them. And the way we're going to do that is we're going to find the main arteries going into London, or key areas of London, and we're going to have a massive street party. And arguably the most audacious rave in rave history was when Reclaim the Streets in April of 1997 took Trafalgar Square, and 10,000 people danced to the sound of acid techno for many, many hours. And the other thing they did was, the only time that a motorway has been taken over, certainly for a party in British history, was when, I think it's the M41 between Shepherd's Bush and the Westway, and they took over that bit of motorway. And you never quite knew with Reclaim the Streets how it was going to be. Was it going to be a riot, or was it going to be a rave? You had all the police doing everything they can through their intelligence monitoring to try and stop that happening. People would meet in one area, and then of London, and then we'd all go on the tube and all this kind of stuff, and then we'd pop out in another area. Police would be sort of half a step ahead. At Shepherd's Bush, there was this massive line of police trying to stop everyone. They kind of figured everyone's trying to get onto the bit of motorway, the M41. And then we worked out this way that we could get behind them. We snuck behind them, and then everyone ran onto the motorway, and the sound system came. This lorry drove in, it was the sound system, and then 8,000 people partied the day. And there was this beautiful moment where they had these huge, great kind of like women in these kind of like ballroom gowns that were like really, really high, like sort of 25 feet high. And underneath these ballroom gowns was a big space, and next to the sound system, I went in under the ballroom gown, and as far as I know, I'm the only photographer who's allowed to take a picture of this. And they're there with this pneumatic drill digging up the motorway, which they then left a symbolic tree when the party closed and they left.